So, Mitch, what's your sense of anticipation to get back in?
Yeah, excited. Obviously, I just want to get back into the rhythm of things, and try to contribute to help our team win games.
In your experience, what's been the biggest challenge when you're coming back from an injury?
Well, I think just getting up to game speed. Regardless of how many skates or workouts you do, it's always tough to get back into game speed, especially the game speed at the level we're at right now. So I'm just trying to get acquainted with it as quick as possible, and just make sure the first couple of shifts, you're trying to keep them short and quick.
What did you make of the line combination?
Yeah, great. Like I've spoken on so many times before, I don't think it really matters who you're playing with on this group. A lot of guys on all sorts of lines that have a lot of versatility, skill, can make plays. So, obviously the Austin, Burt, and Domes line has been unbelievable for us over this past couple of weeks. So, it's been great to see that.
When you've watched the power play for the last month or so being there, what have you noticed about sort of what's holding you back?
I think we can't get away from script. Obviously, we have a lot of skilled players out there, but I think sometimes you just got to keep it simple and get pucks towards the net, get pucks laying around that crease, and or even just shots from all sorts of angles with guys around the net. Obviously, Johnny and Burt can both tip pucks very well and can do a lot of great things when pucks come towards them. So, I think for me, it's just making sure when I get in there, not trying to complicate things, just be useful, helpful in holes, and trying to find ways to get the puck in my hands and kind of contribute out.
I know, of course, you're not playing every game, but can there be a bit of a benefit, you think, having been out for a month and coming into what we're coming into against the playoffs? Your body's not laying up at all.
Yeah, I think you can look at it that way. You can look at, yeah, exactly. But I think as a hockey player, you take pride in playing every game and trying to play every game. So when you are out, it does suck, and you want to try to get back in as quick as you can. But obviously, through this time, I think that's how I tried to look at it, is, use it as a benefit and try to make it, work going forward.
You have a long track record with Tavares, of course. What do you make of McMahon, what he's done, and how it would be like to pair up with him on the line?
Yeah, he's been great. Even from past years, I know Bob's got a lot of skill. Obviously, he's got a ton of speed on. So for me, it's just trying to utilize his speed as much as possible, trying to keep him in stride and find him in ways that work for him. And like I said, that's just getting the puck in his hands with full head of steam. And from that point on, when we get in the O-zone, try to find spots that I can get the puck back and find holes for him to kind of shoot through or be open in.
There hasn't been a lot of practice time here lately. I guess it's the time of year. What's the challenge been in terms of for you ramping back up without that?
Yeah, obviously you want to get out there and practice with the guys, because when you're here, they get the heart rate going and kind of the battle stuff going. But we have a lot of development people around here that it is a great group, so they keep you up to pace, and practice are still hard.
Ilya is the Masterton Trophy nominee for the team this year. What has stood out to you about how he's gotten his game back in order this season?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Just like I've spoken on before, I know I've said it a lot of times, you guys are not kind to some people sometimes, and stuff gets said about a lot of people during tough stretches or tough moments, and obviously that doesn't define one person. And what Ilya has done from coming back from the start of the season and just really taking us back into a great position, being the backbone of this team, it's been phenomenal and amazing to see. And the greatest thing about it all is his attitude hasn't changed in the locker room or off the ice. He's still the same human being. Just a joy to be around, a lot of fun, and he's done that every single day regardless of what's gone on this season. So that's the thing that's special about him.
What's it mean to the team to get Mitch back from injury?
That's good. Long time we didn't see him. Yeah, and really important for us, guy, for this team. And power play, PK, yeah, 5-on-5. We're excited. We're excited to see him. He's he's a huge player. We're just excited and happy.
What are your thoughts on being nominated for Masterton?
I didn't know about this. I don't know what's going on, man. It's good, probably good.
The trophy rewards perseverance and dedication to sport, something we all thought that you showed this year, the way your season went, the way there's marvelous back to the top of the game.
Yeah, it's not too good being in this nomination, yeah. And yeah, all right, we have what we have. I'm focused in the future right now, future for this team. I don't think about a lot in the past.
Ilya, what advice would you give to another player who goes through something like what you went through?
What
advice if somebody finds themselves in a tough spot? What did you learn about getting out?
Like it's hard to say. I mean, I didn't change a lot. Just continue to work, continue believe myself, and it's hard to say. I know this everybody support in this locker room. I think is this most important for me. Because everybody support is most important.
How playoff ready do you think you are, and how playoff ready do you think the team is?
What do you mean?
Like ready for the playoffs, ready to go.
I mean, it was good, yeah. But still we have a seven game left. How I said, yeah, maybe 5 days ago, we need to focus every game, very high level focus, and we need to working hard because playoff is different game. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Tomorrow and the next 7 games.
What does a game in Montreal mean to you on a Saturday night?
It's unbelievable, huge. It's never better game in Canada hockey as in Toronto, Montreal on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, huge full stadium. Fans is so loud. I think it's a lot of Toronto fans is come to Montreal, get some support for us. It's huge. I like it plays this game.
What's it like to get Mitch back in the lineup?
Yeah, obviously great. I mean, nice to get our power play unit back together, so that's fun.
It's been a minute. How would you describe his importance to the power play?
Yeah, obviously he creates a lot of opportunities. Opens up plays and seams, and obviously scoring goals too. So it makes another threat for the PK to worry about.
How important is the power play come playoff time?
Yeah, obviously it's huge. It'll win you games and maybe lose you games. Hopefully win us games.
Thoughts on the line combinations of practice?
Yeah, Sheldon talked to me about it for the past couple of days about what he was thinking, and I said, just let's get trying it so we're ready for playoffs by the time that comes.
What do you like about how the alignment could work and be a benefit come playoff time?
Yeah, I felt pretty good in practice. We're creating a lot of chances and had some nice chemistry, so I think that's important coming playoffs.
What do you appreciate about Pontus this game that might go unnoticed in the trade?
Yeah, he's just incredibly smart player with the puck and putting himself in good positions without the puck to get the puck back. So, yeah, those small things I think people might not notice, and obviously he's very talented too.
You're kind of the older guy on that line. Does that bring any added responsibilities for you, or have to kind of take them
of course, but they've been playing great all year, so hopefully we'll mesh together pretty well.
For you, you hit 95 points recently. That gives you more than any season Matt Sundin had as a Maple Leaf, so it's the most ever by a Swedish Maple Leaf. I'm just curious, when you hear that, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's obviously really cool. Matt Sundin, incredible, legend. Just for, me, as a Swedish guy and as a Leafs player, so that's super cool and special, but wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates, and hopefully keep going.
You passed your dad in goals a little while back. Did you let him know?
I think he expected that.
Did you have a memorable moment with that? I know he was around the team in Stockholm. Anything in particular stand out?
Yeah, just incredible. Incredible guy. But I remember being a kid, and the summer skates that my dad would go to, he'd bring us, and Matt would be there, and he's just a great guy.
What have you respected about the way he nominated for the Master today? Has worked his way back from where he was a few months ago?
Yeah, incredible perseverance. He's did an incredible job. Coming from having a tough start or struggling for quite a while, and then coming back and being an incredible goalie. One of the best in the league, I think. So that's a pretty big step.
Austin keeps pushing the bar higher and higher. What do you make of this push he's making towards a pretty special number?
Yeah, hopefully can get 70. What do we got? 7 games left or something? So yeah, 63.
7.
Yeah, it's not impossible. He's done it before. So.
Sheldon, with Mitch coming back, what made you want to go with this kind of spread out alignment with your lines?
Well, first thing is we're happy with how the line with Domi and Bertuzzi's gone with Matthews. So So there's that, and then that opens up some opportunity to look at some different things there, and then you make the decision. I think Mitch has played a lot with John, and that's gone well, and Willie to have those guys on different lines, I think presents some really good options and spreads out our depth, scoring depth in particular, really well. So, we'll give it a look.
Was this something? How would that affect your choices when it comes to matching up against teams' top players with Mitch on the line, not with John?
Well, last stretch of games here, I guess going back to the Edmonton game, I've used John primarily as the top defensive matchup. And I suspect, or I will continue with that. Obviously, we're going on the road tomorrow night, but I'll continue with that. I think Mitch's presence on that line enhances my ability to do that. And then, frees Austin up a little bit more for his line. But, obviously when you're doing something like this, you have an eye towards what it maybe could look like in the playoffs. And then with that, when you're in the playoffs, you have to be able to rely on really more than one line. You get... You want to be able to just roll your group and not have to overthink it, and that is a step towards looking that way.
Was this something that you probably would have done maybe sooner, had an upgrade injury, like spreading out your top three guys and seeing?
Well, I think, we already had it spread out, three guys spread out, but obviously it was John on a separate line before. So we had already sort of looked at that, and we've looked at this different ways in the past. Willie's been played with David Kampf for a bunch in the past, and we've looked at different things like this in the past. But obviously, Domi's played primarily as a center for us this year, so it's a little more limiting when you are having Domi in there. So Holmberg getting a good run in the middle, I think has allowed us to be able to stick with this, and continue with Max on the wing, knowing that we can adjust it if need be. And the biggest thing is, while Mitch is out, we've found a good groove with Austin, his line, and John and Bobby McMahon have played very well together as well, and I just think it works really well for us. Anxious to see it on the ice.
How much, 7 games to go now, how important is it to settle on lines while considering that Callie's still out and is going to be back at some point? Are things still up in the air that way, or do you need to settle here?
I don't know. Settle on lines is, I think we're always going to be a fluid group. It's just the way that our group is, even the way the lines are here now. I think, it's one thing, in theory, you've got the guys spread out over three lines and it looks really great, and you get into the game and you get TV timeouts and face-offs and special teams, and then you got three different rotations before you can get one of your top people out on the ice, and that can slow them down, and it slows the pace of your offense down, and so that's a challenge. That's why you don't see it happen very often in the league, because it is tough. So, when the game is flowing and there's not a lot of whistles, and you really need to, the depth is really, really important, and be able to roll out consistent lines and everybody's involved in the game. But a lot of the games, especially in regular season, are slow. There's a lot of whistles. There's stoppages of play, and you've got to manage that when you've got top people that are used to playing top minutes. When you've got them spread out, so that's on me to manage that. And that's why I think people will move around, and I think that helps them, and it also makes us a little bit hard to defend against too, because the opposition doesn't necessarily know what's coming.
What do you like about the Matthews line of late? What have you liked the most?
I just think Austin and Max have found real good chemistry in their give and go game, which is something that you see with Mitch in that spot a lot. And Bert's played to me an integral role on the line. I look at I don't know how many goals now. If you go back to the goals that group has scored, where Bert's either at the net scoring himself or Bert's at the net and Austin's finding ways to shoot it through the traffic. There's a lot of good things that are happening with the role that Bert's playing on there, but the chemistry of Austin and Mitch to be able to come to the neutral zone and attack on entries, with Bert then going to the net and allowing those guys to do work off the puck. Those are the elements that have made any line that Austin's played on do well. So that's continued, and like I said, it hasn't had a dip for me yet. That's what you're looking for, because sometimes you try different things and you get a little bit of a bump, and then over time it's not overly sustainable. But that one has looked really good. We know that Mitch with Austin works at any time. We can go to that, but this is a good look for us, and I've met with each of the guys, and not so much today, but last week, and that just sort of laying the groundwork that we might be looking for something like this. And guys are all about it, recognize the potential that's there.
One thing Sammy said when we asked him about Masterton is he's looking at the future. Said that's what counts now coming up. And what do you like about that and his attitude, Sheldon?
Yeah, I mean, so much of his season has been about staying in the moment, and focusing what's in front of him, and that's it. And I think the way that he's handled himself mentally and dealing with, whatever's coming at him, pressures or challenges, adversities, I think the fact that he's been able to stay in the moment has really helped him just find his game and focus on the things that can help him get better and the things that are most important, and not bother with anything else that is outside his control. That's important for anybody, but particular for him on this season, the way that it started to where he's at now, that's been the biggest area of improvement for him, and obviously it's good to see that he remains that way.